Before the first kingdoms, before names or language, a serpent guarded her cave. She was more than an animal. Beneath her body lay her treasure, the eggs of her kind, glowing faintly in the warm breath of the desert. She had no mercy, no love, only purpose: protect, survive. But across the sands, something new was stirring. A man, barefoot, broken, starving. A creature born from the sea, shaped by dust, now walking beneath the blazing sun, still learning what it meant to live. His name is forgotten, his story buried beneath time. But today, his hunger would change the earth forever. Pacing slows, tension rises. The man had wandered for days. No fruit, no water, only the wind. The serpent was away, hunting a creature of the wild, swift and strong. And while she hunted, the man discovered the eggs. Far away, the serpent felt the earth tremble. Something was wrong. The desert whispered her name, warning her, calling her home. When she returned, she found only broken shells. The warmth was gone, and the thief was asleep upon her home. Sudden shift, intensity rises. Rage, pure ancient rage. The serpent rose like a shadow against the sun. The ground shivered beneath her. The man awoke, too late. Fangs struck, blood hit the sand, and the desert screamed. He shouted for help, a voice fading into the emptiness. But one man heard. From beyond the dunes, a villager, a hunter running toward the cry. He saw the struggle. The serpent coiled in fury. He turned, sprinting back to the village, shouting for help. And they came, with sticks, stones, and fire. Together they struck, again and again. They huddled together beneath the dead tree. Silent witnesses to the first story ever told. The darkness hums with life. Eyes glint in the distance. The predators are restless. The air is thick with fear. But they do not run. They wait, because tomorrow will come, and they must be ready. The dawn breaks again, golden and merciless. He walks ahead, scanning the horizon. The world is vast, empty, but alive. Every sound, a clue. Every movement, a test. A cry echoes across the plain. The herd is near. They move together, silent, patient. The hunt begins. Her body torn, her hiss echoing into the wilderness. Aftermath. The man lay trembling, the sand stained red beneath him. His wife ran to his side, her voice breaking the dawn. They carried him through the thorny paths, away from the cave. They gather around it, trembling, not from fear but from awe. The world has given, and they have learned to take. Smoke rises from the dry earth. A storm brews on the horizon. The first drops fall, heavy, warm, alive. She lifts her face to the sky. They carried him through the thorny paths, away from the cave, away from the curse. He drank water. He lived, but he never spoke of that day again. The sun rose again over the endless sands. The man who faced death still breathed. His wounds had closed, but the memory had not. The village had survived another night, and for them, that meant everything. Life, fragile and stubborn, always finds a way. Days passed. The desert wind turned gentle again. The man's strength returned, slow but sure. And when his hunger spoke once more, he did not return to the cave. He turned toward the river. There, under the whispering palms, water shimmered like glass. He bent down, eyes fixed on the fish that moved beneath the surface. Quick, silver flashes of life. He stretched his hands into the cool water, patient, careful. For the first time, fear becomes wonder. The cold becomes comfort. The darkness becomes home. Generations will pass. Children will be born beneath these stars. Stories will be told by the firelight. Stories of gods, of beasts, of heroes. But here, this is where it began. Not with words, not with tools, but with courage, silver flashes of life. He stretched his hands into the cool water, patient, careful. But as his fingers touched the waves, the fish darted away, and he fell back laughing. His wife and the others watched from the bank. Sense of peace. They spent the day wandering through the wild, watching herds move across the plains, birds soar above the trees. The world no longer looked like an enemy. It was alive, breathing, growing, watching them in return. The men looked to the sky, wondering if somewhere up there, something was watching them too. Tone becomes warm, almost poetic. As the evening fell, the man stared into the flames, his eyes reflecting both fear and gratitude. He understood now. The earth does not belong to the strong or the fearless. It belongs to those who learn, who adapt, who remember. But when it passes, they rise again. Always, they rise.